My name is Joe Biden. I'm Dr. Joe Biden's husband. And I ate Jenny's ice cream, chocolate chip. I came down because I heard there was chocolate chip ice cream. By the way, I have a whole refrigerator full upstairs. You think I'm kidding? I'm not. God. Ben, how are you, pal? One of the best guys in the United States Congress, Ben Cardin.
And that's how Joe Biden started his press conference today when he was going to make remarks about the Nashville, Tennessee school shooting where 3 children and 3 adults were killed. My name's Joe Biden. I'm Dr. Jill Biden's husband. And then he went on to tell them he came down because he heard there was chocolate ice cream down there. This is the most disgusting display I've seen in quite a while. You are going down there to talk about whatever else was on your agenda, and you walk down and start with the I'm Joe Biden, Dr. Jill Biden's husband. No one gives 2 shits about Dr. Jill Biden. Children and adults lost their lives today because of a mentally ill person with firearms. And that's how you begin talking to the people at the White House. This is a man who cares not, in my opinion, about anything that happens outside of his 4 walls. He's trying to keep himself out of trouble. He's trying to make everybody think everything's fine, it's all okay, when in fact all he continues to do is embarrass our country and make ridiculous remarks like that after such a tragedy as of what happened today. I have to play another little clip of this, of what he said, and then I have a few more questions because I don't know where he's getting his information from, but you know I don't believe a word that comes out of his mouth, and nor should anybody else.
We're monitoring the situation really closely, Ben, as you know, and we have to do more to stop gun violence. It's ripping our communities apart, ripping the soul of this nation, ripping at the very soul of the nation. And we have to do more to protect our schools so they aren't turned into prisons. You know, the shooter in this situation reportedly had 2 assault weapons and a pistol, 2 AK-47. So I call on Congress again to pass my assault weapons ban. It's about time that we begin to make some more progress.
And it's always, we need to do more to protect our schools. Violent, horrific school shootings have been going on forever. And these politicians continue to do nothing but blame firearms and want to take firearms away from law-abiding citizens. They'll put billions of dollars into programs for God knows what, but they won't invest any money to put armed people in every school in the United States of America to protect our children. The police can't be everywhere all the time, but in this case today, the call came in around 9:13 that there was a shooting going on at the Covenant Christian School. Within 14 minutes, the police were there in the school, confronted and killed the shooter, who has since been identified as a 28-year-old female. But what Biden said kind of struck me funny because I've been watching this for quite a while today, and not even the police chief has mentioned what kind of weapons this person had. But according to Biden, she had 2 AK-47s and a pistol. He said that because he's pushing for his assault weapon ban. And you heard him say, Congress has to act and pass my legislation to ban assault weapons. His biggest thing is taking guns away from law-abiding citizens while the mentally ill people roam the streets and can access a firearm anywhere at any time. More guns are sold illegally on the streets of this country than are probably bought legally in stores. And if you want a gun, I'm pretty sure you can get one. I don't know who this person was. I am happy that she was killed by the police for killing innocent children and adults at a school where they're supposed to be safe. These politicians need to stop with it's the gun's fault, and they need to start funding something to put armed officers, military, veterans, anything in every school in this country to protect our children and the staffs in these institutions. There are probably thousands and thousands of veterans who would jump at the chance to take a job protecting children in a school. But this administration won't do it. They're going to keep blaming the gun manufacturers, law-abiding gun owners for all the horrific shootings that we see in this country today. And it's not the law-abiding citizens' fault. It's not the gun manufacturer's fault. It's a political problem where they spend money in the wrong places instead of doing what's right. We all know mental illness is a huge issue today, and every person, any person who would take a firearm and go into a school to harm or kill innocent people, in my opinion, is mentally ill. These people, Biden and his administration, need to wake up and stop blaming guns, law-abiding citizens, gun manufacturers, and everything else just so they can take the weapons away from us. We have a Second Amendment in this country, and it's so we can bear arms and protect ourselves and our families. I myself can carry a firearm legally 24/7 if I choose to, because I'm a law enforcement officer. A lot of you know that. People today need to stop these Democrats from destroying this country more and more every time they open their mouth. They play the blame game, and I'm just waiting to hear after this tragedy today, it's MAGA Republicans, or it's the Republicans who won't pass the assault weapons ban. It's absolute nonsense. They need to stop showboating and start doing something to protect our children and the adults who work in these institutions. So 3 children are not going to go home to their families tonight, and 3 adults won't go home to theirs. And that is one of the most heartbreaking things that I can't even imagine, okay? I can't imagine what's going through the minds of these people who lost loved ones. And for Joe Biden to come downstairs and start with that Dr. Jill nonsense, and I love chocolate chip ice cream, give me a friggin' break. He's a clown. He'll always be a clown. And until he does something right in this administration, I will give him 0 credit for anything. Because as you see, our country's a disaster. We have 2 military powers right now, China and Russia, getting together. And what's Joe Biden doing? He's talking about ice cream at the White House. Our country's a laughingstock. These politicians need to wake up and do something to save our children, or our country is going to be destroyed. Whether it's militarily or whether it's financially. But Joe Biden is doing nothing to save anyone but himself and his inner circle. That's all he cares about. And I just wanted to talk about this briefly today because I saw that display and it was despicable, in my opinion, where you go down and you start talking about nonsense, telling jokes when such a horrific tragedy had just happened hours earlier. Wake up, America. Democrats are no good for our country, and Joe Biden is their leader, and they all need to go. And that's all I'm going to say. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't liked this video, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell. Share this video with someone. I'd appreciate that. I hope everybody's healthy and safe. Say a prayer, if you will, for these people, these innocent victims and their families, because I'm sure they could use it. Have a great night.